This is Sandman1MT, and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, hit that like and subscribe, and we're going to get right down to it. We're going to be pulling for S6 Brant the Pirate today. Yes, folks, the men want to be him, and the women want to be with him. He has that much going on for him. He heals, he shields, he even does DPS. You can't go wrong with this character, and look at that drip art from the sword right down to his cloaks, folks. He is a must-pull character, I'd say, for any account. So just don't sit there, swim for it if you have to. And come with me as I join my journey to see if I can go ahead and get S6 Brant and how much it will cost me in the end. So,
with your strength, this massive wave is just a splash in our show. Bring it on!
as you can see, I've already topped off. I spent $100 here, and I'm going to go ahead and use these astrites to go ahead and attempt to go ahead and get them. Now, right now, I'm right around, I believe, 53 pulls in from the last time I was pulling from earlier before this video. So hopefully, this turning gold's a good sign, and I will be getting his S3 at this point, since I already have his S2. And there we are, folks. There, Johnny Depp's rival Brant himself. Charisma just dripping off this character. Look at this introduction, folks. And this is one of the reasons that I just fell in love with using this character. He's one of the first male characters in almost 40 years of playing video games that I actually wanted to go ahead and pull and play a guy characters. If you told me 3 weeks ago that I'd be getting multiple copies of a male character, I would have told you were nuts. There's no way I was going to put an investment like this. However, this character, it lets you live so many childhood fantasies. You can pretend to be a pirate. You can swing around in the high seas. The character's gameplay is just amazing. He heals and shields, like I mentioned. And on top of it, once he started getting around his S2, S3 sequences, he's a main DPS as well. And he can just bring whatever support he wants to. And with the content changing and coming in multiple waves and needing different elements, having a single element team is no longer viable for a lot of the gameplay that's coming to the in-game content. And I have another prediction to go ahead and make on top of this situation as well. I believe as more multi-wave content is coming out, it's going to become more and more important to not have single element teams. And even in the tower, when the fusion and other elements come into play, the damage bonus increases maybe more than these single element teams. I don't know why no one's talking about this being a possibility, but I see that being highly likely. That if you take like ice and mix it with fusion, you'd get an extra elemental reaction you wouldn't get otherwise. And that would be used in the tower as well. So mark my video and see if this comes true. I bet you it does. However, back to my pulling on Brant, I see that we've turned gold again. And this would be going for his S4, folks. Hopefully, I can go ahead and win another 50-50. This would be 2 in a row. And get these weapons out of the way. I don't know why this character keeps on coming on my banner, but extra coins appreciated. And I did manage to go ahead and get his S4, folks. This is awesome. So now, the captain of the seas, the king of the pirates, moving aside Johnny Depp, Luffy the pirate. Who cares about them? We have Brant the Pirate King. And this guy is so charismatic, he takes care of his team now by giving them an extra 20% of shield on it, and he also heals his crew for an extra 1,500 up to 2,000 hit points on top of the healing he already does. He tells his crew, stand aside, I'll take care of everything for you. So this character I've been building up in the past week and a half since I've gotten him. I did originally have an S2, but after playing him in different content, I just love how he plays so much. And I want to invest into a character I can do videos with and do really quick clears and show some really good cutscenes along with some music as well as some of the commentaries that I do on my channel. So as I mentioned before, it'd really help out if you guys go ahead and hit that like and subscribe and watch some of my other videos. Now moving back over to here to his build, you can tell he's got 257 energy, he's got 61% crit rate and 211 crit damage. And with this third sequence, it's actually 91 crit rate. So I do need to go ahead and get a crit damage main piece, and I have been working towards that. But so far, his build's good enough to go ahead and be used anywhere, including the tower for you meta users out there. And you can tell on this crit rate piece, I got energy regeneration almost 12%, basic attack, and some resonant skill, and liberation damage bonus. It's a really good piece. It's going to be hard to replace this one. And you can tell I've been working at trying to get a crit damage piece. I've gotten the energy, however, I can't get crit rate. I keep on getting crit damage and other skills, and that's just not going to work out so far for him. However, if you move on to a secondary piece, you notice I'm using a fusion damage piece. It's got crit rate, heavy attack, resonant skill, and crit damage. This is an awesome piece to have. And this one gives you energy twice and some crit damage. Eventually, I'd like to get some other skills better than that, but it's a great placeholder. And here, as you look over, I got crit damage, energy, regeneration again, and basic attack. And crit damage, energy, and basic attack on this piece as well. So he's a really well-vested character for me in such a short time. So don't listen to all those other content creators out there saying he's so hard to go ahead and build for. He's not. Just a little bit of oil and grease is all he needs, and of course his weapon. Now if you move over here, you look at this. This is the skill that gives him his resistance and everything else by pausing the enemies a little bit, and also provides an extra 60% damage. And this gives him an extra 30% crit rate in one of the skills, and it gives him fusion with that, and gives him 440% attack bonus to that. It's awesome. And here's the one that makes him a true DPS. Just getting an overkill on one of his main skills that he consistently uses. And as we go ahead and move up over here, this is the skill I mentioned earlier that gives them an extra 20% to his shield strength and heals your party members, depending on his energy, between 1,500 up to around 2,000 hit points on top of the healing that he already does. So this makes him a dual DPS, a single DPS, and a heal and a shielder. He's an all-in-one package. I'd say for meta users, casuals alike, I think he's almost a must-pull for any account. I've really enjoyed playing him. And like I said, with the flight mechanics and how smooth this character is, and how he can just slot in with so many different team comps that people don't even talk about yet. One of my favorite ones is actually running Carlotta along with Brant and Roccia. It's lore accurate, and it is so strong and clearing everything. And so all those people say, oh, Roccia is so bad to get. She'll brick your count. Settle down, you drama queen. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Sanatos. Roccia was an excellent character. Maybe that's why some people's polls went so badly for Brant. They knocked her so badly and everything else. And Brant keeps on coming home my account since I got an S4 Roccia. However, let's see if I can go ahead and keep this bravado going up and get his S5, folks. It's turned gold again. Let's see what we come up with. Okay, Tits McGee, I've seen enough of you, but thank you for the coral. It's very helpful. And, come on. Please. Come on, my Pirate King. Don't fail me now. Come on, S5 Brant. And, yes! That's S5 Brant. That is 3 50/50s in a row. I just love this. I can't believe my luck's going this well. I feel very fortunate. Hopefully, my very last pull will go well. If not, maybe I'll have enough coral after all these pulls saved up. However, you notice I'm running a little low on astrites. So, I got one more 10 pull. And it's purple. So I'm going to have to go ahead and come over here and have to top off at the bank again. I'm definitely not going to stop at this point. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, let's look at this character. He works like Roccia. He's another character who can simply just use his skill and launch up in the air and simply fly. So that's now 2 characters in my count that has that capability. Now back over here to go ahead and kill my credit card off. Let's go ahead and go to the bank and take care of this. While we're doing these pulls over here, I'd like to make another comment that they need to make the open world harder for the characters and level up with them. But they can go ahead and give an incentive and make it optional, of course. But if people raise up their world level 1 or 2 times, it gives them the option when they're farming for their echoes. Since it takes them longer, they also get experience materials. Let's say an extra 20 or 30 gold randomly would drop per day, and let's say an extra 15 or 20 purple along with that. It can be some of your catches. And with the second world lays, it come up a little bit more, and the third one will be just for bragging rights. This would allow people to invest more into the characters and want to purchase more sequences who enjoy open world gameplay and the challenges. And you can invite your friends and other people over to participate in those challenges. They used to do that in games like back in the day. Since I mentioned I am older, I will be turning 49 years old this year. And I played on the PlayStation 2, and in Resident Evil 2, you could actually play through as Tofu on a single life with a knife to fight all your zombies. Mind you, I didn't do that, but the fact they had that as an option even way back then in the early 80s and 90s, they should have that on these games now too, and that's missing. And that would make them more money and give a lot more enjoyment for everybody involved, including your hard, sweaty meta users. So let's find out if I got my S6. Uh-oh. Well, I did want to have an S1 Verena. That makes up for my mistake of pulling for the calculator. So this isn't an entire loss. I did win 3 of my 50-50s in a row. And this will make my account a little bit stronger. And she is a great healer. And with Brant being a shield and healer, I will not have the need for the Shorekeeper on my account. And I can pull for some more newer characters. So I'm a little excited for that. Now, of course, I'm on my guarantee. And let's see how many more pulls it's going to take me to go ahead and get Mr. Brant. And of course, as Wuwa is so wonderful to his player base, even though I might have these losses and all these pulls I've done, I should have enough coral to buy another sequence of another character, or really close to it. However, I did have to go ahead and do a top off. After checking into that, I was close, but I was missing it by about another 30 or 40. So I spent another $100 to go ahead and make sure that I can go ahead and get our Pirate King hero over here up to his S6 capabilities. Still purple. This is starting to get a little painful, folks. I still got some wishes left. Hopefully this will be the one that turns gold. All right. Now this is a guarantee, and this will make my Brant an S6 character. And by the way, that's the first in any game I've ever had up to this point. And that's playing in many different gacha games like Black Desert, Dragon's Nest, Vindictus, and other games like that. Usually I pull for female characters and build them up. However, like I said, this character is amazing. Whether you're casual, meta, lore for accuracy, and just one a great character. I just think his ease of play, he should be a must pull for almost any account. And missing out on this character, I think people are really going to go and feel that. Just like when they went and skipped for Roccia, she was a great character also. She's the best grouper in the game. People are coping with Gian and these other characters. They do well, but Roccia consistently groups together. And she's like a little Kaza. And Brant is another great character that heals, shields, is a dual DPS, and just makes for easier gameplay. Even for the meta users, I mean, they can utilize him and still dodge and everything else, but get that extra comfortable use out of him. And the skill bonuses he gives is just amazing. Now, if you come back over to sequences, I'm going to jump up over here. And as you can see, this is the one where I did it earlier for a shield. And now we're going up for his damage. It's an extra 15% attack damage bonus on one of his main basic attack damage. He does consistently, constantly does his basic attack. And this one, his final sequence, he's meta constantly, increased by 30%. Gives him infusion damage bonus, another 30% damage on top of that for Return to Ashes. I mean, it's just huge. So this is my first ever S6 character. And it's not a female. So I put my money where my mouth is, and I believe this is a great character pull for, just like Roccia.
Pero said she's grateful for how far she's come, thanks to you. Sorry, scratch that. Pero never actually said any of that. It's all me, Roccia. Those are the things I've been wanting to tell you.
Just look how adorable she is. And they said she was very hard to build for too. Like Brant, she does need her weapon, but she's got enough crit rate, she's got enough crit damage. And there's her weapon. It gives her an extra 48% to her basic attack, so every time she bounces, she does an extra 48% for having this. So she is another high investment character for at least getting the weapon for her as well. And if you come over here, I already got her echo set and everything that she needs to have for her basic set. And it's a crit rate piece. Got heavy attack, basic attack, some crit damage. Awesome. Didn't take me too long to grind these pieces either. And that's why I love the open world echo grinding thing we have here that's infinite. And look at this. Crit rate, more attack, some heavy attack, basic attack, all the skills that she wants to use in the appropriate pieces that she needs for havoc damage. And this just shows that I kind of know what I'm doing, even though I'm casual and don't preach the meta. I know how to build my characters. Even in Genshin Impact, I built my characters. I got 52 completely built to level 90 with their own artifacts, their own weapons. None of them have to switch around. So I know how to build teams up. And I can see the potential in this game as well. And if you look over here at my Carlotta, I've been working on her pieces for a while now and everything else, but she's got plenty of crit rate. She's got enough energy. And each one of these pieces didn't take too long. I've been only playing since January 2nd. And I've gotten 3 of my newest characters built. I'm on my way of getting Zeshi built. And my Encore, they're both at level 80. In the next 2 or 3 weeks, they'll be done too. And maybe I can attempt some of these more end games like the tower and everything else, even though I'm not in a rush for it. Like I said, I'm just enjoying building the characters and exploring the story and the world itself, and the music that comes along with it. As you can tell, I've invested in weapons and my characters, and I don't plan on switching around on this count either. I plan on having each of my teams with their own artifacts and everything else. And as you can see, I built them up. Their skill levels are being raised up. And, I've invested in my sequences and everything else. And here's my S4 Roccia. If you look at her skills that she has over here, this is the one that gives her an instant charge, plus the interruption resistance to single target enemies. So when she's in her attack, she can't be interrupted anymore. Very nice to have. And this one gives her an extra fusion damage bonus up to about an extra 30-40% for your characters and everything else, making her a definite DPS, especially once you add this third skill that she has that gives her an extra crit rate and crit damage. And just for kicks and grins, here we got her 4th sequence and damage multiplier. In these last 2 sequences, I will go ahead and be able to go ahead and get them with Coral the next time she comes out. So she'll be my 2nd S6 character that I've ever had. I'm just enjoying this game so much. And I've gotten these other characters like an S2 Encore. And like I said, first one gives her some extra damage. It's only 12%. But she is a free character you can go ahead and get from losses and everything else. And this one gives her an extra energy so she can go ahead and perform her burst a little bit more efficiently. And any future losses and everything else, just make this little girl that much stronger. And here's my Zeshi, and my S1 Verena that I now have, my Havoc Rover user, and I have all my 4 stars. Most of them have their full sequences. There's only a few of them now missing. So this count's coming along really well, and I can run at least 2 teams, and I'll be in the process of building the 3rd one that should be finished up in the next 4 to 6 weeks, and I should be able to run any of the content that I feel like running. So if you haven't tuned in my channel before, check out my other videos and everything else. I could really use the help and some extra view times. I've got my subscribers now, and I appreciate every single one of you. And if I can get some of you guys to check out some of my music videos or some of the other ones I've made, it would really help out. So here we are. I can't recommend enough to go ahead and say pull for who you want. Don't do what you just saw me go ahead and do with my investing all that money. It came out to go ahead and get to him with this sword and his full sequences, ended up running me $750. It could have been a lot worse. However, I would say it's perfectly acceptable to buy yourself battle passes and also your monthly passes, but don't spend like this. Really don't. So pull for what you want, enjoy my content, and see what Brant thinks of my channel. I think he really would like to come home with you. So hit that like and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys soon.
Now this is the strength worthy of a true swordsman of the seas. Join me on this voyage to the world's end, my friend. Together we'll face that fleeting moment when the world turns upside down.